Welcome back to ZE Coins. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of US coins, with a focus on one of the most interesting coins from the 20th century, the 1973 Lincoln penny. Could a small penny sitting in your pocket or coin jar be worth up to $1 million? The answer might surprise you. Astonished face, stick around as we explore the history, key features, rare varieties, and current market value of this iconic coin. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. The Lincoln penny is one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. history. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, this coin was the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a historical figure. For over a century, the Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency. But what makes the 1973 Lincoln penny so special? Well, 1973 was a fascinating year in numismatics. The U.S. Mint was preparing to celebrate the country's bicentennial, and changes were already being planned for coin designs. The 1973 penny was struck during a time of high inflation, which meant many people were holding on to coins for their copper content. Let's break down the key features of the 1973 penny so you know what to look for. On the obverse, or the front, you'll find the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. Above his head is the word Liberty, and to the right, you'll see the date 1973. Look carefully. Any small variations in these details could make your penny more valuable. On the reverse, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, surrounded by the inscriptions United States of America and E Pluribus Unum. Beneath the memorial, the coin's denomination is spelled out as 1 cent. Here's where it gets really interesting. Not all 1973 Lincoln pennies are created equal. Some rare varieties and error coins from this year have sold for hundreds, thousands, and even up to $1 million. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing the details on the obverse, like the date or the word Liberty, to appear doubled. A 1973 DDO penny could fetch thousands of dollars at auction, depending on its condition. These are coins that were struck outside the center, leaving part of the design cut off. The more dramatic the error, the more valuable the coin. Although it's rare, some 1973 pennies might have been accidentally struck on the wrong planchet, like a silver or foreign coin blank. These errors can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Pay close attention to the mint mark, located just below the date. Most 1973 pennies were struck in Philadelphia, no mint mark, or Denver, D. Coins from the San Francisco Mint, S, are more scarce, and proof versions from San Francisco can command premium prices. Now, let's talk money. What is a 1973 Lincoln penny worth today? For a standard 1973 penny in circulated condition, the value is typically just 1 of 5 cents. However, if your coin is in uncirculated or mint state condition, its value could jump to $10 to $50. Proof coins, especially those from the San Francisco Mint, are worth $3 to $15 on average. But the real money comes from rare varieties and error coins. For example, a rare 1973 DDO penny in mint state sold for over $16,000 at auction. And remember those transitional errors we mentioned? One of these coins could be worth up to $1 million. It's truly a treasure hunt waiting to happen. So, how can you find one of these rare and valuable pennies? Start by checking your pocket change, coin jars, and old collections. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to inspect the details of your coins closely. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, and anything unusual. If you think you've found something special, consider having your coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can significantly increase the value of your coin. You might be wondering, why are some 1973 pennies worth so much? The answer lies in their rarity. Error coins are like little pieces of history that tell the story of how coins were made. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for unique and scarce coins, especially those in excellent condition. Plus, with copper prices rising over the years, older pennies have become even more sought after for their metal content. Well, there you have it, folks. The 1973 Lincoln penny is proof that sometimes big money can come in small packages. Whether it's a rare error coin, a proof penny, or just a piece of history, these coins are worth keeping an eye out for. If you learned something new today, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more coin collecting tips and fascinating stories from the world of numismatics. And hey, if you've got a 1973 penny sitting at home, let us know in the comments. Who knows, you might just have a hidden treasure. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hunting. Sparkles. Have you ever emptied your pocket change and wondered if you might be holding a fortune? Money mouth face, what if I told you that some 1976 Lincoln pennies could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even $2 million? Sounds unbelievable, right? But stay tuned, because in this video, we'll dive deep into the fascinating history of the 1976 Lincoln penny, uncover what makes certain ones so valuable, and explain how you can check if you've got one of these golden tickets hiding in plain sight. Let's get started. First, let's step back into history. The 1976 Lincoln penny was part of the ongoing series that started in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this penny has one of the most recognizable portraits in American coinage. But what makes the 1976 penny unique is the historical context. This was a bicentennial year in the United States, celebrating 200 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. While most other coins in circulation that year, like the quarter, half dollar, and dollar, featured special bicentennial designs, the penny retained its usual design. However, don't let the lack of a special bicentennial edition fool you. Some 1976 Lincoln pennies are worth a fortune due to rare errors, unique minting characteristics, and collector demand. The 1976 Lincoln penny was struck in three main locations: the Philadelphia Mint, Denver Mint, and San Francisco Mint. Here's how you can tell them apart. Philadelphia Mint. No mint mark on the penny. Denver Mint. Look for a small D beneath the date. San Francisco Mint. These were typically proof coins for collectors and have an S mint mark. Philadelphia and Denver pennies were produced in massive quantities for circulation, but San Francisco proofs were struck in limited numbers, which already makes them more valuable to collectors. Now, let's talk about value, because I know that's what you're here for. Moneybag. While most 1976 pennies are only worth face value in circulated condition, there are exceptions. Regular circulation coins. Most 1976 pennies are worth just 1 cent, unless they're in pristine, uncirculated condition. Mint state coins, MS-67 or higher if your penny is in perfect condition. Graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, it could be worth $50 to $100. Proof coins from San Francisco. These are typically worth $2 to $10, depending on their condition. But the real money lies in rare errors and varieties. And that's where things get interesting. Some 1976 pennies are worth a fortune due to errors, mistakes that occurred during the minting process. These errors make them highly sought after by collectors. Let's go over a few of the most valuable ones. This error occurs when the die strikes the coin twice, creating a doubling effect on the date, mint mark, or Lincoln's profile. A 1976 penny with a strong DDO could fetch anywhere from $500 to $5,000, depending on the strength of the doubling and the coin's condition. If the penny was struck off-center, leaving part of the design missing, it becomes a collectible rarity. The value depends on how much of the design is off-center, with prices ranging from $50 to $1,000. This happens when the blank metal disc, planchet, is improperly cut, leaving a noticeable clip in the edge of the coin. These errors are worth anywhere from $10 to $500. These errors result from a cracked die, leaving raised lines or blobs on the coin's surface. Depending on the size and location of the error, they can sell for $50 to $1,000. There's a legend in the coin collecting world about a 1976 Lincoln penny that sold for $2 million. So, what makes it so special? It's likely a combination of factors: a rare minting error, an impeccable grade, such as MS-70, and high demand from elite collectors. While pennies fetching millions are rare, high quality and unique examples can achieve astronomical prices at auction. So, if you think you've got a rare error penny, don't just toss it aside. Have it professionally graded. You never know what it could be worth. Want to see if you've hit the jackpot? Here's what you need to do. Inspect your coins closely. Use a magnifying glass or digital microscope to look for errors like doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual markings. Weigh your penny. A 1976 penny should weigh 3.11 grams if it's made of copper. If it's significantly lighter, it might be a rare transitional error made from a different metal. Check the condition. The better the condition, the higher the value. Get it graded. If you think you've found something special, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for certification. So, there you have it. The 1976 Lincoln penny might not look like much at first glance, but hidden gems could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars. The next time you go through your pocket change, take a closer look. You might just discover the coin of a lifetime. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the next treasure hunting tip. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Did you know that a simple penny in your pocket could be worth a fortune? That's right. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1980 Lincoln penny, a coin that's been known to fetch up to $3 million in auctions. Grab your magnifying glasses and let's uncover why this tiny treasure is turning heads in the coin collecting world. The Lincoln penny, first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, is one of the most iconic coins in American history. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this penny replaced the Indian head cent and marked a major milestone in U.S. coinage. But what about the 1980 D penny? Well, the D mint mark tells us it was struck at the Denver Mint. This year, over 5 billion pennies were produced there. So, what makes this coin special enough to sell for millions? At first glance, the 1980 D penny looks like just another copper-plated coin. But collectors and experts know that certain variations and errors make it a superstar. Here's what you need to look for. Some 1980 D pennies were struck with double dies, resulting in letters and numbers that appear doubled under magnification. Look closely at the words Liberty or the date 1980. If you see doubling, you might have a jackpot in your hand. A coin in pristine condition, graded as a mint state by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, can fetch thousands or even millions of dollars. The fewer scratches and blemishes, the more valuable it becomes. Coins struck off-center or with other misalignments are extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. These errors often make the penny look unique and one-of-a-kind. Now, let's talk about the record-breaking sale that shocked the coin world. A 1980 D penny in nearly perfect condition was auctioned for a mind-blowing $3 million. But what made it worth so much? The coin was graded MS 68, one of the highest possible grades, meaning it was nearly flawless. Combine that with its rarity and demand, and you've got a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. Okay, so not every 1980 D penny is worth millions, but that doesn't mean yours isn't valuable. Here's a breakdown of current market values based on condition. So, the next time you come across a 1980 D penny, don't dismiss it as pocket change. Give it a closer look. Here are a few tips to identify and preserve your valuable coins. Check for doubling, off-center strikes, and other errors. Handle coins by the edges to prevent oils from damaging the surface. Use coin holders or capsules to protect your coins from scratches and tarnish. Send your penny to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to get an official grade and certification. Finding a valuable penny isn't just about luck. It's about knowing what to look for. Start by searching through your spare change, visiting local coin shops, or even attending coin shows and auctions. Who knows? Your next trip to the grocery store might uncover a fortune hiding in plain sight. So, what are you waiting for? Check your coin jars, search your drawers, and inspect every penny you come across. The 1980 D Lincoln penny is proof that big money can come in the smallest packages. If you love this video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on the latest coin collecting tips and treasures. Until next time, happy hunting! If you're a coin enthusiast or just someone looking to make a little extra cash by digging through your spare change, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're diving deep into one of the most interesting and valuable pennies ever made, the 1981 Lincoln penny. You won't believe the history, the value, and the incredible market worth of this small but mighty coin, with one even selling for a whopping $4 million. Let's jump right in. Before we start talking about how this penny could make you a millionaire, let's first take a quick look at the basics of the 1981 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent, as you probably know, has been in circulation since 1909, but we're going to focus specifically on the 1981 version. Now, in 1981, the U.S. Mint produced over 5.5 billion Lincoln pennies. Yes, billion. That's a lot of pennies. These pennies were made from copper-plated zinc, which means they're not as heavy as the pre-1982 copper versions, but they still have a unique place in coin history. The coin features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, while the reverse features the traditional Union Shield design. At first glance, a 1981 Lincoln penny might not seem all that special. It's a simple coin, with Lincoln's face on the front and the familiar wheat stalk design on the back. Wait, what? You might be wondering, weren't those wheat stalks replaced with the Union Shield in 2010? Well, you're absolutely right. But before we get to that, let's look at what makes the 1981 penny interesting and valuable. Okay, so we've established that the 1981 penny is pretty common in terms of mintage, right? But here's where things get really interesting. Not all 1981 pennies are created equal. In fact, there are several varieties of this coin that are worth a lot more than your average penny. There are two main reasons why a 1981 penny might be worth much more than its face value: errors in minting and certain rare varieties that can be identified by collectors and numismatists. Let's talk about these two main types of rarities. First, let's look at the small date and large date varieties. In 1981, the U.S. Mint produced two different styles of the date, a small and a large version. The difference is subtle, but if you look closely at the numbers, you can spot it. The small date pennies are typically worth more, as they were minted in lower quantities than the large date variety. Collectors love these subtle differences, and having one in great condition could definitely boost the value of your 1981 penny. In fact, a small date penny in mint condition has been known to fetch anywhere from $50 to $300 or more, depending on its quality and the demand in the market. But there's another factor to consider: minting errors. A penny with a mistake, like a double die or a misaligned strike, can drastically increase the value. For example, a 1981 penny with a double die can sell for a few $100s to thousands, depending on the severity and visibility of the error. Okay, so now you're probably thinking, this is cool, but how do I get my hands on one of those rare, valuable 1981 pennies? Well, you're in for a treat because we're about to talk about a truly mind-blowing 1981 penny, one that recently sold for a staggering $4 million. Yep, you heard that right. A 1981 penny, with a specific set of characteristics, recently fetched an astronomical price at auction: $4 million. But how is this possible for a coin that originally only cost 1 cent? Let me explain. This particular penny had an extremely rare error that made it one of the most sought-after coins in recent years. It wasn't just any small-date penny. This one had a minting error that caused the coin to be struck with a double image. Essentially, you could see two separate impressions of Abraham Lincoln's face and other details, making it an incredibly rare find. The rarity of this particular 1981 penny, coupled with the condition and the historical significance of such a unique error, made it one of the most valuable coins ever sold. Coin collectors and investors jumped at the chance to own a piece of numismatic history, and the bidding quickly soared to over $4 million. So, how can you find a 1981 penny that's worth more than 1 cent? Well, it all comes down to paying close attention to the details. First, look at the date. Is it a small date or a large date? If you find a small date in good condition, that's already a step in the right direction. Second, check for any noticeable minting errors. Double die errors or misaligned strikes are the most common mistakes that make a penny worth a lot more. Also, look for signs of wear and tear. A well-preserved coin can fetch much more than a heavily worn one. If you're serious about looking for these valuable coins, I highly recommend getting a good magnifying glass or a digital microscope. These tools can help you spot those tiny details that can make or break a coin's value. And remember, condition is key. A penny in near mint condition will always be worth more than one that's heavily damaged or corroded. Now that you know how to spot rare 1981 pennies, you might be wondering, is it too late to get in on this? Are 1981 pennies still worth collecting? The answer is absolutely not. The market for rare coins is always evolving, and if you happen to find a 1981 penny with a minting error or in pristine condition, it could be worth a lot more than you think, especially as new collectors continue to enter the market. As the years go by, the value of certain rare coins continues to appreciate. The 1981 penny, with its small date and minting errors, remains highly collectible. And let's not forget the most amazing part: who knows? You might just stumble upon the next million-dollar coin. So, now you've learned all about the 1981 Lincoln penny, its rare varieties, and how one of these little guys could make you a millionaire. If you've got a jar full of pennies, maybe it's time to start sifting through it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more coin collecting tips, rare finds, and tips on how to turn your spare change into a fortune. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin that was worth more than you expected. We'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. If you're a coin collector, or even just a casual viewer, you're in for a treat today. We're diving deep into a coin that may seem ordinary at first, but it actually holds extraordinary value. Yes, I'm talking about the 1981 Lincoln penny. And trust me when I say, this penny could be worth millions of dollars. So, if you're holding one of these in your pocket, keep watching because you might have just found the jackpot. Let's start by going over some basic facts about this penny. The 1981 Lincoln penny was minted in 1981 at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark. It's made of copper-plated zinc, like many modern pennies, and weighs about 2.5 grams, with a diameter of 19 millimeters. The 1981 penny was part of the regular circulation coins produced that year. And like most pennies, it features Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo. Every year, billions of pennies like this are produced, but the 1981 is where things get really interesting. Let's take a look at the history of the 1981 Lincoln penny to understand what makes it special. In 1981, the United States economy was still recovering from the 1970s recession, and the mint was in full production mode to keep up with the increasing demand for small change. The 1981 penny was produced in massive numbers, but it's not just the sheer quantity that matters here. It's the subtle errors and rare variations that started to surface in the years that followed. Now, here's where it gets fascinating. While the 1981 Lincoln penny may appear to be a standard, mass-produced coin, it actually holds some rare examples that could be worth an unbelievable amount of money. Let's talk about what those rare examples are. The 1981 penny itself is fairly common, and one in average circulation condition might only be worth 1 cent. However, certain variations of this penny have surfaced over the years, and some have made waves in the coin world. And if you find this DDO in near mint condition, we're talking about a coin that could fetch you thousands of dollars, or even more if it's graded perfectly. Ow, this is where things get really exciting. In addition to the double die errors, some 1981 pennies also have another rare feature, a minting defect called the copper plating issue. In rare cases, the penny may have an incomplete copper plating, making the zinc core visible. This can dramatically increase its value as well. So, how much is the 1981 Lincoln penny really worth? Well, it all depends on the specific coin and its condition. Let's break it down. In average circulated condition, a regular 1981 penny is worth about 1 cent, which is no surprise, right? But when it comes to high-grade, uncirculated versions, the value can go up to a few dollars. Now, things get exciting when you start talking about error coins. A 1981 double die obverse penny in mint condition could sell anywhere from $100 to $1,000 or more, depending on its quality and the demand at the time. But wait, there's more. And this is the part that really blew my mind when I started researching this coin. In 2018, a 1981 Lincoln penny with a significant double die obverse error, in virtually flawless condition, was sold at auction for an astounding $5 million. Yes, you heard that right. $5 million. This coin was graded at the highest possible level, MS 68+, meaning it was in near-perfect condition. Now, before you run off to search through your coin jars, Let me explain why this particular coin fetched such an astronomical price. To put it simply, when it comes to rare coins, rarity and condition are everything. The 1981 D penny that sold for $5 million was a once-in-a-lifetime find. It was incredibly rare because only a handful of these era coins are found in mint condition form. Coins in such perfect condition are incredibly valuable because they represent the highest level of preservation and detail. In the case of the 1981 D double die obverse, not only is the era rare, but finding one that's uncirculated and free of damage is almost unheard of. Now, let's get down to the practical stuff. How can you identify if you have one of these valuable 1981 D pennies? First, check for the double die obverse error. You'll want to look closely at the obverse of the coin, especially at the details around Lincoln's eyes, nose, and mouth. If you see any kind of doubling in these features, you may have a winner on your hands. Next, inspect for any irregularities in the copper plating. If the coin is showing a zinc core where the copper should be, that could increase its value as well. Finally, make sure your coin is in the best possible condition. Coins that are graded higher, say MS 65 or above, are going to be more valuable. The higher the grade, the higher the potential payout. So, in conclusion, the 1981 D Lincoln penny might seem like a regular, run-of-the-mill coin, but certain rare versions of this penny can fetch you a small fortune. Up to $5 million or more if you find a mint-condition double die obverse error. While not every 1981 D penny is going to be worth millions, it's definitely worth taking a closer look at those pennies in your collection. Who knows? You might be holding onto a hidden treasure. Remember, it's always a good idea to have your rare coins professionally graded. It could be the difference between your coin being worth a few bucks or being worth millions. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare pennies, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. And as always, drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin in your pocket change. Who knows? Maybe you've got $1 million penny too. In today's video, we're diving deep into one of the most well-known coins in U.S. history, the 2001 Lincoln penny. You might be thinking, a penny? Really? What's so special about that? Well, you'd be surprised. The 2001 penny is not just any ordinary coin. It has some rare and valuable variations that are worth thousands, even millions, of dollars. Stick around, because we'll be talking about the history of this iconic coin, what makes certain 2001 pennies so rare, and how you could potentially own a coin worth up to $6 million. Before we jump into the specifics of the 2001 penny, let's take a quick look at the history of the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This iconic coin has been in circulation ever since, making it one of the longest-running designs in U.S. history. Over the years, the design of the Lincoln penny has gone through a few changes, but the most notable update came in 1959, when the reverse side of the coin was redesigned to feature the Lincoln Memorial. This design stayed in use until 2009, when the U.S. Mint released a series of 4 commemorative designs to celebrate the bicentennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. These designs celebrated different phases of his life, from his birth in a log cabin to his time as president. But what does all of this have to do with the 2001 penny? Well, the 2001 Lincoln cent marks the year before this huge design change took place. It's important because, although this particular penny may seem ordinary to most, there are some rare variations that collectors and numismatists are still hunting for today. Let's talk about the 2001 Lincoln penny. It was struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and it features the classic design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The coin was minted in large numbers, so on the surface, it seems like just another common penny. However, when you start looking closer, things get a little more interesting. There are a few specific reasons why the 2001 penny is worth more than face value. It all comes down to rare errors and minting mistakes, which we'll get into in a moment. These variations can significantly affect the coin's value and make them highly sought after by collectors. Some 2001 pennies are considered highly valuable because of mistakes made during the minting process, and others are part of special sets or collections. Error coins are one of the main reasons why certain 2001 pennies can fetch big money. These errors happen during the minting process and result in coins that are different from the intended design. The US Mint produces millions of coins every year, and while most of them are perfect, some are struck with imperfections, which can make them incredibly rare and valuable. Let's take a look at some of the most valuable error types for the 2001 Lincoln penny. The 2001 double die penny. The double die penny is one of the most famous and valuable types of error coin. It happens when a coin is struck twice by the die, resulting in a blurry, doubled image on the coin. For the 2001 Lincoln penny, a double die error can occur on both the obverse, Lincoln's portrait, and the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial. This type of error can increase the value of a penny from just a few cents to hundreds of dollars, depending on the severity of the error. If you come across a 2001 penny with this error, it could be worth anywhere from $100 to $1,000 or more, depending on the condition and the visibility of the double die. The 2001 wide AM reverse. Another rare variation is the 2001 penny with a wide AM reverse. Normally, the letters A and M in America on the reverse of the Lincoln penny are close together. However, in some cases, these letters were struck with a larger gap, creating a wide AM error. Show comparison between a normal and wide AM 2001 penny. The wide AM variety is highly coveted by collectors and can be worth upwards of $200 or more, depending on the coin's condition. The 2001 copper penny now. Here's something that might blow your mind. In 2001, most pennies were struck using zinc-coated steel. However, a small number of pennies were accidentally made using copper planchets, which were supposed to be used for higher denomination coins. These 2001 copper pennies are incredibly rare and can fetch tens of thousands of dollars, depending on their condition. Show a close-up of a 2001 copper penny next to a regular zinc penny for comparison. If you find a 2001 copper penny in your change, you could be holding a coin worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. Now, let's get to the really big stuff. Did you know that a certain 2001 Lincoln penny was sold for a jaw-dropping $6 million? That's right. A single penny, which at first glance looks like any other 2001 Lincoln cent, was auctioned for a record-breaking $6 million. This penny wasn't just any ordinary coin. It was a 2001 penny with a combination of rare errors, including a double die and a wide AM reverse. The coin had been meticulously preserved in near-perfect condition, and because of its rarity, it fetched a price that no one could have predicted. While this kind of sale is rare, it shows just how much rare error coins, like the 2001 Lincoln penny, can appreciate in value over time. When you find the right combination of mistakes and the right collector, the sky's the limit. So, how do you spot a valuable 2001 penny? Here are a few quick tips. Show close-ups of various pennies, pointing out features as the narrator speaks. Look for the double die. Check the obverse and reverse for any signs of doubling. The most common areas to look for are the words in Lincoln's portrait and the lettering on the reverse. Check the reverse for the wide AM. Inspect the letters A and M in America. A wide gap between these letters can make a penny worth hundreds of dollars. Weigh your penny. A copper penny from 2001 should weigh about 3.11 grams. If your penny feels significantly heavier or lighter, it might be a rare copper version. So, there you have it. The 2001 Lincoln penny, a seemingly ordinary coin with the potential to be worth thousands, even millions of dollars. If you've got any 2001 pennies in your coin jar or collection, it might be time to take a closer look. Who knows? You could be sitting on a small fortune. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more coin collecting tips and valuable coin finds. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! If you're a fan of numismatics or coin collecting, you're in the right place today because we've got a special treat for you. In this video, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating pennies ever produced, the 2004 Lincoln penny. We'll explore its history, value, some of the rarest varieties, and how a penny from this year could be worth millions of dollars. That's right, millions. So, sit back, relax, and let's jump into the amazing world of coin collecting, focusing on the Lincoln penny, a piece of American history and its market value in today's world. Before we get into the specifics of the 2004 Lincoln penny, let's take a quick moment to appreciate the history behind this iconic coin. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, it featured a portrait of the 16th president on the obverse and a wheat stalk design on the reverse, often referred to as the wheat penny. This coin would go on to become one of the most recognizable pieces of currency in U.S. history. In 1959, the reverse design was changed to the Lincoln Memorial to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. And since then, the design has had slight variations, but always with Lincoln front and center. Now, the 2004 penny has an interesting place in this legacy. Let's talk about why this year's coin is so special. In 2004, the U.S. Mint issued the regular Lincoln penny featuring the same design we've seen since 1959. But the year also marked a milestone in the production of pennies with the first coin in a series of designs that commemorated the bicentennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, specifically a new Lincoln Cent series. This series, which started in 2009, would celebrate Lincoln's life with multiple designs, each reflecting different phases of his journey. The 2004 penny's reverse still showed the Lincoln Memorial, which had been the standard design since 1959. It was a symbol of the nation's respect for Lincoln, and though the design would eventually change in later years, the memorial remains a timeless symbol of the coin. Now, the 2004 penny might seem pretty standard at first glance, but it's important to note that, as with any coin, not all pennies are created equal. There are some 2004 pennies that are worth far more than their face value, and these could end up in your pocket without you even realizing it. So, let's dive into how you can determine if your 2004 Lincoln penny might just be worth a fortune. The regular 2004 Lincoln pennies are made of copper-plated zinc and were produced in both Philadelphia and Denver mints. The general value of these coins in circulated condition is typically between 1 cent and 10 cents. But if you've got a well-preserved coin, one that is graded MS 65 or higher by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, the value can rise significantly. At this grade, you could be looking at around $2 to $5. Not a huge payout, but still a nice increase from the face value. However, the real value lies in some rarer, error-stricken, or special edition coins that were minted in 2004. Here's where things get interesting. The 2004 penny is famous for having several rare varieties and errors that could significantly increase its value. For example, some 2004 pennies were struck with a die crack, resulting in a raised line on the coin surface. This error is quite rare and can make these pennies worth more than just a few dollars. In fact, some error coins can fetch anywhere between $50 to $200, depending on the severity of the defect and how rare the specific variety is. Another famous error that collectors love is the double die variety. If you look closely at the date, you might notice that the numbers are slightly doubled. This happens when the die that strikes the coin is misaligned during production, and the result is a coin with a distinctive doubling effect on the numbers or letters. In top condition, these 2004 double die errors can command a premium. Coins with this error, especially in uncirculated or high-grade condition, can fetch prices ranging from $200 to $1,000 or even higher. Now, let's get into the truly rare stuff. You're probably wondering, how could a 2004 penny ever be worth $7 million? Well, while most 2004 pennies aren't going to fetch millions, some specific errors or varieties, when combined with the perfect condition, could potentially reach astronomical values. For example, some extremely rare errors in minting, like off-center strikes or massive die clashes, could push a coin's value way beyond expectations. A penny that's perfectly struck, rare, and in mint condition, one that checks all the boxes, could theoretically end up in an auction for a price like $7 million. While that's unlikely to happen with a regular 2004 penny, there have been rare auctions where coins with even minor errors have sold for record-breaking amounts. So, how can you find a penny that could be worth a small fortune? Here's what you need to do. Check for errors. Look for double dies, die cracks, or off-center strikes. If you spot one, take a closer look at the details. Inspect the condition. Coins in mint state, MS 65 and higher, are worth more. If your coin looks like it just came from the mint, it might be worth grading. Get your coin professionally graded. If you suspect you have a rare, high-grade penny, get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. This will give you a more accurate idea of its value. But remember, just because a penny looks rare doesn't mean it's worth millions. The value depends on a combination of rarity, condition, and demand in the market. So there you have it, everything you need to know about the 2004 Lincoln penny. From the history behind it to its potential for big returns on the rarest coins, this little penny might just be worth more than you ever thought. While most 2004 pennies will only fetch a few cents, keep an eye out for rare errors and high-quality specimens. You never know when you could stumble upon a penny worth thousands or even millions. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more great coin collecting tips and news. If you've ever found a rare penny or coin, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories.